Good morning, everybody. I'm glad that you all could make it here. And I am so happy that we are here in this pre-forum today to talk about this very important topic. So the first thing I need to do today before we get started, as you know, this is research, and you all were kind enough to complete a form that got us started. It was an application form, and recently we decided to update that form and found out that it was a little bit too complex in terms of updating it or modifying it. So now we have added another form. So that form is inside of the chat box. So if you could complete that form, I would be very appreciative. And now I'm going to explain what some of these forms are that you completed. So the first form was a media form, and that allowed me to record what we say and post to the website. And we need this information because, after all, IMLS has funded us so that we can help to train school librarians and stakeholders about how to work together to help English language learners. So essentially, you fill out that media form so that I don't get sued later on for posting what you share with us to the website. So any presentations you do, or say that we have a breakout session or something, or the general form, that would be posted to the website. And we're going to try to transcribe it too. The next form that you filled out was the W-9 form so that you can get paid for your expertise. Thank you very much for investing in us and allowing us to be in your presence to learn from you. Another form that you completed was the agreement form. So essentially that form was for you to complete the activities. We're telling each other we have an agreement and certain activities will be completed to fulfill this grant. The old IRB form, some people have asked me, what's the difference between the old form and the new form? So the new form is used to record like we're doing right now. We're also going to analyze the project activities and any discussions that we all participate in. And then we're going to take that information and aggregate it. So we're not going to put anybody's personal information in the publications. Everybody will just be put together and we'll use it for your feedback. And someone has asked me, is this the form that I just sent via the message? Yes, and that is the same one that I sent yesterday. So if you could kindly complete that form while we do a quick fun icebreaker, I would appreciate it. And the old IRB form, you might be asking, like, what do we do with that? So it was the form that we used to identify you as experts, and it became part of our data set. And soon we'll be publishing a short paper in general talking about different things that you all identified, things that are necessary for engaging English language learners. So thank you so much. And just in case you came in after the session started, here's that form link again. We need you to do it, and I appreciate you. And you're going to hear me say that a lot. I really do appreciate you all for being here. So next, while you all complete your forms, we're going to do a quick icebreaker. So I'll ask you a few questions just so we can know who's in the room, just in general. All right. Would you rather be the host of the party or the person that brings the food? food. What? We only have a few hosts in here. Okay, let's see the food. All right, anybody? Let's see. We have something weird, funky going on with the mics this morning, but if you're able to unmute yourself and tell me why you want to be the host, please do. Ah, and Gina, she said she wants to be the host that cooks the food. I guess I would rather bring the food, but I could be the host, but everybody knows I would lurk in the background. Angela wants to be Gina's friend. Okay. Edgardo says people complain about the food. You know, I'm likely to get the food from Costco. All right. Would you rather have more time or more money? Time, money. Oh, it's a mix up there. Money so I can buy time. Okay. You all are so clever. More time and I can make more money. Yes, that's right. Okay, another one. Would you rather have a rewind button or a pause button on your life? Pause, rewind, rewind. I think they're mostly, I take that back. I think they're getting there together. It's a toss-up. Okay. So a lot of us are educators. Would you rather be the school trip chaperone, you know, take the kids out to the beach or whatever, or do the lunch duty? None of those. Chaperone, neither. Y'all are funny. Can I call in sick? Lunch duty. I used to have it a few years ago and I got to know so many kids. That is true. You do get to know the kids on lunch duty. And bus duty in the afternoon, that's the worst, because what if someone doesn't come pick up their kid and then you're stuck there? You really want to go home, but you can't. And the last one. Would you rather be Batman or Spider-Man? Christine is taking kids over school. I would never, ever, ever take kids over school. Oh my gosh. You know, I kind of want to be Spider-Man because I think that, yeah, Spider-Man has all the stuff inside of him, but Batman has to get all the gadgets. Okay, so thank you all for completing this activity with me, and hopefully everyone has done their form. And I'll do a check on that. Wow, in a third world, anyone? I'm afraid to take kids anywhere. Now I have chaperone trips, but I think I won't anymore. Dr. Schultz Jones used to take adults overseas. Okay, so here's today's purpose. You probably want to know why you are here on a holiday weekend. Thank you for coming. So basically, what we're doing here is building an interdisciplinary team to build the capacity of school librarians to provide services for English language learners. We all know that working with English language learners, if you don't have that foundational knowledge, maybe you didn't get a degree, in that area. There are whole degrees to teach you how to do it. You might want to more skills. So as an interdisciplinary team, we're going to work together. So we have here linguists, members of the English language learner community, public librarians, school librarians, educational technologists, teachers. And if you know a school administrator that might be interested in joining us, please do send me an email. We need at least one, and I would appreciate having a name. And also, we sort of want to set the tone for resource development for this project. So you may have looked at the project website, and we have some resources that are already up there, but we want to add more. So we're going to ask you all to help us with that process. And in doing it, we'll have like a quick breakout session today, and we'll talk about what you all want to bring to the project. And perhaps if you have a resource that matches that particular idea that you want to bring into the project, we can add it to our website. Do I have any questions that anyone would like to put in the chat so far? And I have someone, thank you. I'm gonna save this chat message so that we'll be able to contact that administrator. Thank you so much. Okay. So today's activities will include introducing the project personnel. We'll have a breakout sort of ice-breaking session to identify some challenges for ELLs and to find out who we are. And then we're going to learn how some current school librarians are working with English language learners. So, as you can see, these are our project investigators. I'm Daniela, and I work in the Department of Information Science at the University of North Texas. We also have Dr. Tyler Wood, and we also have Dr. Sean Zhang, who I'm sure I'm saying his name wrong. I'm sorry, Sean. So please do correct me.
No worry.
What?
Yeah, you're pronouncing it right.
Oh, I got it right. So everybody, I'm going to tell you right now, sometimes I'm horrible at pronouncing names, and it's okay to correct me. My intent is not to hurt anyone. So Dr. Tyler Wood is a professor in the Department of Learning Technologies. And Dr. Zhang is an assistant professor in the Department of Linguistics. And we have been visualizing this, you won't believe it. We have been visualizing this project for over 3 years. So we sent this in one time, it didn't quite make it, and here we are again. And it made it this time. So this is really a happy day for us. Our advisory board, we have Dr. Brenda Barrio, we have Dr. Sarah Evans, Dr. Tricia Kwan, Karen Leoy, Katie Mank, Dr. Jennifer Moore, Dr. Brenda Anisette or Pruitt Anisette, and we also have Dr. Schultz Jones. Would any of you like to say hello today?
Just so glad to see so many people here. Thanks, Dr. Smith.
It's good to really get to see all these faces and attach them with faces with names. It's a good group, and I'm really excited about the work. This is Tandra Tyler Wood.
Hi, I'm Trisha Kwan. It's nice to see you all. So I had the greatest news this morning. Can you hear me okay? My daughter showed up at my house at 6 a.m. to say that she's going to have a baby. So I'm
Oh,
going to be a grandma for the first time. I'm very excited.
congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
And this is Brenda Pruitt said, glad to be with the group, and I look forward to the work that we'll complete together.
This is Karen Leoy, and I'm very happy to be here.
Okay.
I'm Katie Mank, the president of IASL, and our school librarians and professors work with English language learners all over the world. So we're really interested to learn and share what comes out of this forum session in a big, big way. So we're really, really glad to be here.
And I'm Jennifer Moore. I'm having mic issues again, but I just want to say thank you all for joining us, and I'm looking forward to working with you on this project. And Dr. Smith, thank you for the opportunity to work on this project.
Thank you. And like I said, I'm just thankful for everybody being here because this, I think, is going to be a labor of love. No pun intended, Trisha. But okay. All right, and then we have our project evaluator with us today, Dr. Kavita Mitapali, and she can correct me if I'm saying her name incorrect. She will be doing our project evaluation, like I said, and I want you to know, if you fill out a form for the project evaluation and you want to be honest about something, don't worry about being honest. She's going to look at these evaluations. So you can put in whatever you need to put in, and we're happy to have your feedback.
Thank you, Daniela. Hi, everyone. I am Kavita Mitapalli, and I'll be most in the background. But as Daniela said, when the survey gets to you at the end, and again, as a follow-up in an email, please feel free to provide any and all feedback, because we appreciate your feedback, and the whole purpose is to improve the efforts. So thank you so much.
So my neighbor, she didn't get the memo about me doing work this morning, so she's mowing her lawn. So you'll hear that in the background. Okay. Okay, so now Dr. Tyler Wood is going to tell us about why this project is so critical to society.
All righty, Daniela, do you want me to just talk about this, or should I use that PowerPoint I pulled together?
Oh, if you could just talk about these, this slide right here that you provided to me, that would be great.
Okay. I will do that, yes. Well, why is this project so critical to society? And I think, I guess this project really meant a little bit more to me this week, with what we have going on in Uvalde, and understanding and marginalized communities and rural communities and how we can serve them. And it's not on this slide, but I really started thinking about what an impact possibly in our own small little way we could make to provide resources, to help parents, to help teachers who are, my goodness, heroes out there, make their job a little easier. So we know that 1 in 10 children in the US is an English language learner. And there are some pretty scary demographics associated with that population. ELLs are less likely to graduate from high school, and then their non-English language learner classmates. And again, I'm a special education teacher from way, way back. And I can remember, gosh, in my first classrooms, when kids showed up that were English language learners, they put them in special education with me because my goodness gracious, I'm accommodate people and and try to meet their needs. But again, what did this do to the student, and was I really accommodating their needs? And you know, looking back, no. We know that educating English language learners can be expensive, but long-term, $1 up front can certainly save us a lot of dollars in the future, and make our the road for our English language learners and their families a lot more pleasant. The ramifications of not serving this population can pose some pretty dire consequences to society. And so I am so excited that we do get to have a little time to talk today, and to figure out where we can fit in with our wonderful project. And we'll see what we can pull together. But looking at this team, I'm thinking we're going to pull together some good stuff. And that is the end of my slide, Dr. Smith.
Thank you, Dr. Tyler Wood. We have some comments right now in the chat. Jessica told us that ELLs are considered and labeled at risk when they register for school right off. So all I can say to that is, wow, I did not know that, even working as an educator in the school. Tom has told us, or asked us, would you like to know what languages, dialects are being covered in this initiative, and what technology ideas have been identified to date? So we are just talking about ELLs in general. Unfortunately, whenever someone thinks about an English language learner, we likely limit ourselves to people that speak Spanish, but that's not true. English language learners come from all over the world, and we have not identified any technologies or technology yet. We are depending on your expertise to help us with this. And Nicole has shared a website with us that I will download the chat, and I will add it to our resources on the website. And now that Dr. Tyler Wood has told us about and reminded us of the kids that were slain this week, I'd like to have a moment of silence for them. Thank you. Thank you for joining us for that moment of silence. So again, from the chat, Jessica tells us that at risk is coded into the gradebook system. And Christine states that when she was teaching ESL, students could not be screened for special ed until 2 years into the country. Todd notes that he's not sure if it's always true though. His school district is highly minority in ELL. They take the STAR 360 testing in both English and Spanish, and that is a determinant. Karen asked a very good question. How can we change teacher perception so that knowing another language is not considered a deficit that needs to be fixed rather than an asset to be celebrated? That is true. That's something I think about with my own students. We have a huge international population in the Department of Information Science. And whenever I have English language learners in my classes, I think, wow, look at what they have done to be here and to excel in this space. How great is that? Denise Atkins tells Tom, my experience is that our Missouri ELL teacher populations use a variety of tools, but we haven't identified specific practices. And so we have some resources inside the chat box that you all can download before you leave. And Lanny goes, Karen, we need to change the culture of our classroom, schools, and education system so that the languages of our schools are visible and heard and used in learning. Absolutely. Okay. So here are the goals of our projects. Objective. We're going to engage experts to help us with learning what we can do with English language learners. Speaking from personal experience, I have not had much training in this topic, and I need to know so that I can help change the culture. We can help change the culture of what happens in our schools. Goal 1, we'll create a toolkit with resources and research-based strategies that school librarians can use for working with English language learners. And our second goal is to develop a white paper with an action plan for future school librarian training and serving ELLs in school libraries. Okay. And then Vishma says, learning English has multiple factors in a community where English is not first or even the second language. Wow, okay. So we're in the pre-form right now, but I want to tell you that when we have the form on June 10th, what we're going to do is provide some training. So we have speakers, but we also hope that you will be speakers too, and we'll train each other. We'll host a discussion. So we're going to have a breakout with groups, and we'll identify the best practices for implementing programming for ELLs using evidence-based practices. All right, so with that, I would like to take a moment to tell you about the presentation that we're about to enjoy. So today's presenters will be Dr. Judy Morillion, who I'm sure I'm saying her last name wrong. This is why I always call you Judy. And then we have Carolyn Slavin, Edgardo Guerrero, and Nayela Gonzalez. So I trust that when you come on that you will correct my incorrect sayings of your name. All right, but before you start, let me stop my screen share and then read some of these comments before we move along. Can you send us the PDFs via email or a link to where we can download them from? I'm not able to download from the chat. Yes, I will share what I plan to do for you all. And then I think that we can move to our presentation now. So Judy, Dr. Judy has been kind enough to pull together a panel for us, and she will be doing a presentation as well. These kind people are here today to tell us what school librarians are doing with English language learners and to share their experiences. And hopefully, by learning from their experiences, we can get an idea about some things that we can do to move forward to help English language learners. And you should be able to share your screens. I'm going to stop the recording and then I'm going to start it again.